In a quiet forest, where sunlight danced on the leaves, and soft breezes carried the scent of wildflowers, there lived a curious little girl named Willow. She loved to wander beneath the tall trees, listening to the rustling leaves and watching the squirrels play. Her bright eyes sparkled with wonder as she explored every nook and cranny of her woodland home, always eager to discover something new. One sunny afternoon, as Willow skipped along a winding path, she stumbled upon a tree unlike any she had ever seen. Its trunk was wide and gnarled, with deep grooves etched into its bark like ancient runes. Its branches stretched high into the sky, reaching for the clouds with twisted fingers. Willow felt drawn to this magnificent tree, her heart beating with excitement as she stepped closer. As she approached, a soft, gentle voice whispered on the wind. "Hello, Willow," it said, seeming to come from the very tree itself. Willow froze, her eyes wide with disbelief. The voice continued.
"I am the Whispering Tree, keeper of the forest stories."
Willow gasped, her small hands flying to her mouth. "A talking tree," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the rustling leaves. The tree's branches swayed gently, as if chuckling. "Yes," it replied, its voice warm and kind. "I have watched over this forest for hundreds of years, and I have stories to tell. But I need your help." Curiosity sparked in Willow's eyes, and she tilted her head to one side. "My help?" she asked, wondering what a magical talking tree could possibly need from a small girl like her. The Whispering Tree's leaves rustled softly as it explained. "Deep in the forest are magical seeds. If you plant them with care, the forest will glow with flowers, and magic will awaken in every corner. Will you help me?"
Willow's face lit up with excitement, and she nodded eagerly.
"Oh, yes!" she exclaimed, bouncing on her toes. "I'd love to help." The Whispering Tree's branches seemed to sway with approval. "Wonderful," it said. "Listen carefully, and I will guide you to the seeds." Following the tree's directions, Willow set off deeper into the forest. She walked carefully, her eyes scanning the ground for any sign of the magical seeds. As she searched, the Whispering Tree's voice floated on the breeze, telling her stories of the forest's past. "Long ago," it began, "this forest was home to magical creatures of all kinds. Fairies danced in the moonlight, and unicorns drank from crystal-clear streams. But as time passed, the magic began to fade, and the creatures retreated into the shadows." Willow listened intently as she walked, her imagination painting vivid pictures of the wondrous beings that once called this forest home. Soon, she came upon a small clearing where tiny, glowing seeds lay scattered on the ground. "Ah, you've found them," the Whispering Tree said.
"Now, Willow, you must plant these seeds with care and love.
"Each one holds the potential to bring magic back to our forest." With great care, Willow knelt on the soft earth and began to dig tiny holes with her fingers. She placed each seed gently into the ground, covering it with soil and patting it down with a whispered word of encouragement. As she worked, the most extraordinary thing began to happen. With each seed she planted, the ground shimmered with a soft, ethereal light. Delicate blossoms unfurled before her eyes, their petals glowing with an inner radiance. Tiny lights, like fireflies made of stardust, began to sparkle among the leaves of nearby trees. The air around her seemed to come alive with magic. Birds began to sing sweeter songs than Willow had ever heard before, their melodies weaving together in perfect harmony. The very forest itself seemed to hum with joy, as if awakening from a long slumber. As Willow continued her task, the Whispering Tree shared more tales of the forest's past. It spoke of hidden streams that flowed with liquid starlight, of brave animals who had protected the forest in times of danger, and of the ancient magic that lived in every root and branch. Once, the tree said, its voice filled with wonder, there was a family of rabbits who could speak to the moon. They would hop to the highest hill on the clearest nights and whisper their wishes to the stars. And do you know what, Willow? Sometimes, those wishes came true.
Willow listened, her eyes wide with wonder, feeling a deep connection to the world around her.
She could almost see the talking rabbits, their fur silvery in the moonlight, as they shared their secrets with the night sky. As she planted the last of the seeds, Willow noticed that the forest had transformed around her. Where once there had been shadows, now there was light. The trees seemed to stand taller, their leaves a more vibrant green. Flowers of every color imaginable bloomed in patches of sunlight, their petals shimmering with an otherworldly glow. By the time the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, the forest was alive with color and light. Willow stepped back and marveled at the beauty she had helped create. Butterflies with wings like stained glass fluttered from flower to flower, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of magic and possibility. The whispering tree's voice was soft and full of pride as it spoke. See, Willow, caring for nature brings magic and beauty to the world. Always remember, even the smallest hands can make a big difference. Willow smiled, her heart swelling with happiness and a sense of accomplishment. She walked over to the whispering tree and wrapped her arms around its massive trunk in a warm hug. "I will," she promised, her voice muffled against the rough bark. "I'll always remember." As night fell, the forest took on a new kind of magic. The flowers Willow had planted glowed softly, creating pools of gentle light throughout the woods. Fireflies danced through the air, their lights blending with the magical sparkles that now hung in the branches of every tree. Willow knew it was time for her to head home, but she was reluctant to leave this magical place. "Will I be able to come back?" she asked the whispering tree, her voice tinged with hope. "Of course, dear Willow," the tree replied. "You are always welcome here. The forest will remember what you have done, and it will greet you as a friend whenever you return." With a final pat on the whispering tree's trunk, Willow began her journey home. As she walked, she noticed that the path seemed to glow faintly beneath her feet, guiding her way. The branches of the trees seemed to bend slightly, creating a protective canopy above her head. When she reached the edge of the forest, Willow turned back for one last look. The sight that greeted her took her breath away. The entire forest glowed under the moonlight, full of life and laughter. It was as if she could hear the whispers of all the magical creatures that had returned. Their voices carried on the night breeze. That night, as Willow drifted off to sleep in her cozy bed, her dreams were filled with images of talking trees, glowing flowers, and forests alive with magic. She knew that her adventure with the whispering tree was just the beginning. There would be many more magical days to come, full of wonder and new discoveries. And in the heart of the forest, the whispering tree stood tall and proud, its branches swaying gently in the night air. It knew that in Willow, it had found a true friend and protector of the forest. As long as there were children like her, with hearts full of love for nature and minds open to magic, the forest would always thrive. The whispering tree's final words of the night floated on the breeze, reaching Willow in her dreams. "Thank you, little one. You have brought the magic back to our home. Sleep well, and dream of the adventures yet to come."